Yo, what is up guys, Dooms here, back again, and people have asked me if I'm like quit HOTS, which I haven't, and I'm gonna point that out now that, no, don't worry, I am still one of the top Valeera players. I'm not gonna quit after like reaching 300 with Valeera now, and then like now gonna stop now. So about this ban that some people have also asked me about, and it was just a stupid argument with another player who was reporting me for playing Valeera and said that I was win trading by just picking her, even though my intention was never to pick her. Or, no, my intention was never to feed or anything, even though how bad that game ended. So, yeah, I didn't quit. Second thing is that people have been asking me, have I fought Mal'Ganis, which I can say I haven't. And as well as this new hero is coming in, we have another mage, obviously, and she's gonna be challenging for me. Someone's also asked me if I will make a guide on how to beat the other heroes, and yes, I will be making another video or more videos on how you can beat them. Another thing that I have actually tested, considering Blizzard was allowing me to use the PTR, even though I was banned, but so yeah, they let me use the PTR server, and I was playing this against this new hero, and she's pretty strong, but as many people say, like Cloak of Shadow is like one of the most valuable ult mostly now by the time, because of, well, every single team needs a CC and, you know, roots and controversial team fight shit and all that. But in my point of view out of this, like, I don't see Mal'Ganis as a problem, because of his ult that he like puts damage over time on many targets at the same time. People think like by using Cloak of Shadow, and people have actually asked me if the damage over time thing does affect you if you pop Cloak of Shadow. And my answer to that is yes, it will. Whenever you pop Cloak of Shadow, like it won't like immediately stop making him regain health, because I have actually tried that, and so even if he were to pop damage over time on you and all that shit and just regain health, and you just pop Cloak or Shadow, he will immediately regain his HP to the same amount as you have, even if you clean off all the damage over time, which is actually a bug that Blizzard hasn't even noticed yet, but I have reported it, but I hope Blizzard fix that. Otherwise, my biggest recommendation, obviously, and will always be Smoke Bomb, because I always use it. It's extremely valuable, and you can shut down Mal'Ganis whenever he's about to cast that thing on you. Because if you go invisible, he has nothing to cast it on, which means that it will cancel the effect, which means that he will be instead taking damage over time instead of you, giving you a free kill. Also, the sad part about this, and I have asked Blizzard, and it's about Valeera pick, the Valeera versus Mal'Ganis thing since the release, and it's because Blizzard thinks, and this is out of one of the GMs. I'm not saying speaking for the entire Blizzard Entertainment. This is one of the GMs I was talking to, and as it said, Valeera is like one of the most annoyingest heroes to like fight in quick match, team league, and unrank and other sort of play modes, and obviously, yes, I'm one of the few players that get always that salt, like you're bad, you're playing Valeera 24/7, you have no life, blah blah blah, and you know, can't play proper heroes. And I mean, I've been there, I have been that person as well whenever people picked Valeera when I was playing rank and shit like that. And I mean, obviously, yes, not everyone likes Valeera, and that's just honest. And I'm not gonna be completely douchey or whatever, but yeah, I can be really salty when people picks my main hero. Anyways, so point is, Mal'Ganis counters Valeera now, because I have checked through the stats and all of the talents that he's having and Valeera's talents, and I can safely say your Garrote build and your Sinister Strike build is completely garbage against Mal'Ganis. So if they pick Mal'Ganis, you better be using the Ambush build, because it's the only way you will beat Mal'Ganis. Garrote build I have tried, and a few friends of mine have actually tried her, who has her at pretty high level as well, but not as high as me. They use Garrote and Sinister build more than Ambush, because they just don't like Ambush build. But yeah, so I would really consider, if you're gonna play Valeera in the future, start using a new build. mixing up stuff a little bit, like spice things up, try some other builds that works for you. Just like my ambush build in my guides that I put in the videos. And I will also be streaming on Saturday. I'm planning to do so. I'm just gonna fix up some few small little things, and I'll be streaming on twitch.tv/doombeast, which will always also be posted down in the description, where you can ask me live and watch me live demonstrating all my playstyles on Valeera and answering all of your questions, however, the best way I can. Another thing that you might want to keep in mind of when you play Valeera, and this is something that people always do, it's the same mistake every goddamn time. And that's why people constantly asking me, how do you beat Thrall? How do I beat Mal'Ganis? And how often can you use your aggressive playstyle against, for example, Uther and other similar heroes that they've been having issues with? The thing is, when it comes to Uther, like, he can counter you, which, I mean, it sounds stupid as hell when you hear a supporter like Uther can counter Valeera. She can, and that's because he's, well, as everybody know, and I'm so retarded, I realized it so late, that he was like half warrior, half supporter. But yeah, it's the healing thing, the devotion aura that gives him additional, what is it, 5 or 10% armor, reducing your damage dealt to him by 5 to 10%. And the fact that he has so much stuns, and it just blows you up. And my point is just that you can have all of that like through your sinister build by bursting him down, and like for some that's no problem. It's like I said in my previous video about the builds that I was talking about, that everyone has their own build, and I'm not forcing anyone to play my ambush build just because I preferred, like I was pointing out saying like, hey, Garrow build sucks, fuck that build, or like Sinister Strike build is just garbage, you shouldn't play it. No, it's just that if I want to use a build that's like really have a lot of burst damage, and if I want to have an advantage, like a really unfair advantage, and that's not really me, because I don't like having like reducing the mage's spell power by 40%, or having slow on them on a certain ranged assassin like Valla or whatever, to just keep them away from getting healed or trying to run away from me. That's not really something I enjoy. The reason I use the ambush build, it's quick, it's fast, and you gain kills so easily, and you get so much more EXP and progress from your Valeera. So yeah, I know I have noticed a few Valeeras that are like level 90, level 85 or whatever, but again, shout out to you guys, because I wasn't really intending the hate or anything like that, or to judge if I've been too judgmental about you builds, but it's just something I needed to put out there. Another thing that I want to mention too is that whenever you play Valeera, try like, because I know that like, Heroes of the Storm is based on team play. You're supposed to assist each other, back each other up, and always have a like support or not, entire team backing you up and have you engage and stuff like that. But like when you see my videos, you see like a complete different thing. Like you're just noticing this guy's so insane. He's just diving in. He's just jumping that Butcher, even though he knows that Butcher can screw him over together with like Greymane and Nasibu, or Hanzo and Alarak together against Valeera. It's like, yeah, it's kind of a stupid choice that he's doing there. Like, yeah, he's diving in, and he knows he can die from that. Like, and yes, trust me, I'm very well aware that these two can, whatever combo I'm facing, or if it's like 3v1 or 2v1, I know I can get fucking screwed over these guys. Be like, oh well, look, there, you got me cornered now, and I'm dead because I can't really do anything. But still, like I was saying, like don't underestimate Valeera, even if you're playing against her or with her. Like just keep in mind that the way my build works is it's just so unpredictable. You can't predict like, oh, he's gonna dive, she's gonna dive in on me now, and like just group up, like let me just trick her in. I mean, like I can't speak for others, but in my point of view, I read every move, every play style. Like it's how I've been doing like the past few years since I played Valeera. That I learned the hard way to like understanding how exactly I would corner my enemies, and how I would beat them, and how exactly should I use my playstyle. And it took me like maybe yeah, it took me the 2.5 years I wasted on Valeera, and I'm very proud and happy about my result with Valeera, and I have never been more happier than playing such a good assassin with so much burst damage, and the fact that I can gank literally anyone now. I don't even have a problem with Sonya like I did in the past. Now I have like more fun to gank Li Ming, the more intention to like that deal damage over time to Genji, or like jumping Hanzo from behind when he's trying to screw me over, even though it just end up the same way every time, like I screwed him over. Or the fact when Junkrat is just using his mind and he just like knocks you into his ally that is extremely vulnerable and, you know, have barely an HP left, and you're like, oh well, hey, thank you, free kill for me. But yeah, so just keep that in mind that Valeera can be extremely valuable by herself, just alone. Like, that's why I'm always saying, like, when you rely on allies, like, it exposed so much weakness, and it just screams and shows that whenever you're gonna engage something, you're just gonna engage like at maybe 50% a hero at like 50% HP or stuff like that. Like, it's like some people even says to me that, why do you always dive on a full like quest with Diablo with full stacks, for example, with full of soul stacks? And it's like I'm saying, like, sure, my ambush build don't have like the 125% damage boost that's like Valeera's Sinister Strike build, or the damage over time bonus stuff from Garrote build. My ambush build doesn't have that. Sure, it's obvious. It's just a gigantic fat armor reducement by 15% to 20%. And honestly, yes, of course, it's just like, it's just suicide because you just stall time, and Diablo can can come in a greater time to assist him before he actually dies, and so on and so on. And I mean, honestly, yes, I am well aware of like all those action that can happen to me, but I really don't think about it because it's like, I know that like I can like, it's like I'm saying when I make my videos, like, count when you engage with Valeera. Like, that's what I always do when I play her. Like, I count, not loud obviously, but I count the amount of seconds it takes for me to burst a enemy hero down, and then I count for as long it will take for him to like realize he wouldn't have to retreat because he can't heal himself anymore, he can't keep himself up. And it's always those moments you can get screwed over by just having that little bit too predictable, being too predictable, be like, oh, he's gonna engage and he's gonna dive on me. Like, it's obviously easy. People can realize that by just a millisecond, just by a snap, and then like, oh shit, I know how he's playing now, because he's gonna dive in, he's gonna go around the corner, he's gonna push me towards the bush, and then as soon as I enter that bush, he's gonna stealth, or like he's gonna come up and like try Blade Flurry to gain some vision, or like any other similar thing. And that's not really, that's making you a little bit predictable, so you need to like switch between being aggressive and defensive. And when I say defensive, I don't mean stacking near a healer 24/7 or stacking near one of your tanks like 24/7 either. When I say like you need to play defensively, I mean like fake going back, like you feel like, shit, I have out of energy, even though you're not, obviously. You're not out of energy, but you like backing up a little bit. Make him think like he has the advantage over you. And then you just wait for the, like, as soon as he turns around, it's like when you fight Tracer. You go back, like she kites you around, like burst basic attacks you in the face, and as soon as you, like I always do, I always turn around, let her get close to me, and then I just Sinister Strike her in the face, then I stealth, and then I ambush her in the back and kill her off. Because I don't need, like, and this is something I actually found out now, that I don't really need to anymore, or I don't use it anymore. I don't garrote anymore on Tracer unless I really need to. So another point in this is just that I'm gonna start my new videos, I'm gonna start streaming and all that, and I'm gonna use a new aggressive rotation with Valeera, and I'm gonna play her extremely aggressive now. So keep an eye out for my new videos coming up now, because it's gonna be a huge amount of kill streaks. It's gonna be a lot of Valeera gameplays where I'm gonna be ganking enemies, where I'll be killing supporters, ganking people at the graveyard, stalking other stealth assassins and other similar shit. But also do expect me, I have been starting to play Grey main, I have been starting to play White main, and I have started to play Nova as well now. So I'm getting finally into some new heroes that I can play, and one of those guys will be my new combo wombo heroes that I'll be using in the future. So you be just like if you see me like pass by, like say hi, or if you want to play with me, that's fine too. And just give me a shout out. Yeah, like you find me in the Valeera channel, so I'll be there every most of the day and giving a tip and advice. And I have gotten so much good commentations and so much good feedback from other players that like tried my build, used my build, and actually noticed that it's good, it's strong, it's aggressive, and they've gotten a lot more kills, and they have been able to push their enemies to a critical situation where they can't really do anything except like panicking or like trying to corner you or outnumber you, and it will happen like when you dominate like that. It reminds me actually of one time when I was playing with my friend Ghost. No. Yeah, with Ghost, I think it was, or Prelix, whatever. Anyways, my point was like, what happened was that I was fighting. We were doing Cursed Hollow, I think it was, and they had like ETC, Sonya, and Hanzo plus Greymane, I think it was. I had just killed Greymane, and then like what happened was that I was chasing ETC. He was like 50% or so after I opened up on him, and he was full and all that shit, and I burst him down to 50%. Before I noticed it, because I was paying so much attention on ETC, and I was looking at the minimap, and I saw Hanzo coming down, and I was a little bit worried that Hanzo would just shoot me with Dragon Arrow, which, I mean, I had no idea what he was using for ult. I don't know why I was thinking Dragon Arrow would come out, but it wasn't Dragon Arrow he had. He had the Dragon Spirit, but I was, being kind of stupid and just like panicking over something else. So, anyways, so what happened was that ETC comes in, he goes around the corner, he disappears from my camera, or from my angle. So I decide to like jump on Hanzo instead. So I'm bursting and attacking Hanzo. Hanzo is almost dead. And then it comes, like, it's just me against Hanzo, against ETC, and it just goes insane. And then before I know it, Greymane has already respawned, he's coming back, and I get overwhelmed by so many players. So it's a 3v1, and what happens is ETC comes in, like, before he noticed, like, I feel like either he read my moves that I was going to pop Smoke Bomb, because it was a 3v1, but before I actually got the chance to pop my Smoke Bomb, he comes in, he shoots a mosh pit on me alone, like there's no other player nearby me, like there's just me. And then Hanzo goes popping Dragon Spirit, and Greymane goes for the throw before I even get that low, and they're all literally just bursting me down and just trying to get me killed as fast as they can. And it's so stupid. Like, as soon as they got me killed, they like went for the aggressive play style, and then they tried to be the ones dominating in the fight. And my friend and I, we was like literally laughing our ass off, because it was like so funny as they were trying to like push us away and get control over the fight, even though me and Ghost, we already knew that there was no way in fucking hell they would control that fight for more than like the amount of seconds that I was dead. So they pushed us, like they stole our boss. We couldn't do anything. So they took the boss, and then they started to be like, we have your boss, we're gonna push top lane. And as soon as they started to push top lane, it was so stupid. So what happens is that I dive in again, I jump ETC, and he pops, no, he knocks me back. Sorry, he knocks me back, and then Greymane jumps me again, and Hanzo is on me, and then before I know it, like the supporter is trying to slow me down as much as possible and all that shit, but it's not really working. So eventually, what happened is Ghost comes in, and this is so stupid. What happened was that like somehow the boss, when it's slammed, they have a stun thing ability they use, like shockwave or whatever you want to call it, where they slam you in the ground and it just stuns you and you can't do shit. I don't know what happened, but when Ghost was doing that, he got stunned in mid prism twist shift thing, whatever it's called, and he was like we both were laughing our ass off because what had happened was that he got stunned, but he was able to move. He had switched place with Hanzo, so what we did was we left Hanzo there. Like we were a 5-man pre-made, obviously. So what we did was we left Hanzo. Hanzo had switched place with Artanis, but Artanis got stunned. So what happened to Artanis? He could move, obviously. Ghost could move, and he can just walk out of there like no problem after the stun. Needless to say, Hanzo was stuck there, so Hanzo couldn't do shit. He was just literally caught up in there, and we left. We wasted because the rest of the game lasted for like 45 minutes or so, and all we did was just ganking them, and Hanzo couldn't do anything. So you know what happens when you can't move or attack anything. So Hanzo gets literally disconnected or like kicked out of the game, and he tries to join, and it doesn't really help because even with the AI rejoining as an AI, the AI can't eat her moves. It's still stuck there, and we were laughing so hard. We always passed by Hanzo. Hanzo was like poking us, and he's like, and then after the game, he was like, "You guys are such assholes. You just keep me cornered, like keeping me up in the air, mid-air, and I can't do shit." And it's like, yeah, yeah. I mean, we were trying, even though we actually weren't even actually going to release him down because we were enjoying that too much. And again, Hanzo, if you're watching this video, I'm really sorry. It was really just something we wanted to try, and it was just fun. Or not really something we wanted to try, we just wanted you killed because you were being pain in the ass. But yeah, so we was mocking that Hanzo, and I feel bad for him still, and I hope if I meet him again I can apologize properly and actually say I'm sorry that I didn't kill him because I should have killed him. But yeah, we didn't. So it was a fun game, and it's basically one of my friend Ghost's best moment with Valeera. I have thousands of memories of Valeera where I owned, and I felt like I was such a pro. Like I said, like I promised myself to like make myself a big Valeera champion in the EU server, you know, fighting the methods with my Valeera, even maybe even considering maybe even if they even would consider letting me join one of their teams as a of course not a Valeera main, but that's why I'm like literally playing now gray main and white main and other heroes like Murky and shit like that, because I want to like open up myself to being able to play possibly more heroes than I actually have. But yeah, I really want to join like esport. It's something I've really been looking forward to do and to show the world the power of my Valeera. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I will be back on tomorrow streaming for some Heroes of the Storm, and I hope to see you guys next time in the next video.